Am I reading?
Yeah.
Great. Are we going?
We're going.
Okay. And what is the black draped body they would bury? A body which they dedicated to death, a symbol of corruption, a sacrifice to sin, offered to sin to feed upon and keep itself alive, a thing condemned, damned by its maker, and lamented by every mourner who looks it as himself. Upon it as himself. Sorry. You who believe you have condemned the Son of God, to this are arrogant. But you who would release him are but honoring the will of his Creator. The arrogance of sin, the pride of guilt, the
Sepulcher. It's like a
sepulcher?
yeah, like a tomb.
Oh, the tomb. They talk about that in the Bible. Of separation, all are part of your unrecognized dedication to death. The glitter of guilt you laid upon the body would kill it. For what the ego loves, it kills for its obedience. But what obeys it not, it cannot kill.
So the twist here is that uh, the there's arrogance in thinking that we're sinners and separate. The separation is real, and which is interesting because there's a mainstream traditional thought in Christianity, for example, that you to believe you are a sinner and separate. You know, uh, what's that? There's but like that hymn. I forget the hymn,
Mm.
but basically, I'm the sinner, and Jesus saved the sinner is like the main message, and I am bad, and there's a classic sermon. What's it called? Sinners in the hands of an angry God.
Mm.
It was this famous uh,
Is it old?
sermon, yeah,
Sounds old.
in the 20s, yeah, 1920s or something like that, really old, and it's a main message of like when I was a kid, I used to watch. There's this play that went through, and it was called Heaven's Gates and Hell's Flames, and the whole thing was a scene of someone dying, going to heaven, how wonderful it is, and then someone dying and being dragged to hell by this laughing Satan. So, how is it arrogant, though, if that's what we're supposed to believe? What's arrogant to think you who believe you have condemned the Son of God to this are arrogant? Well, we're saying that we know better than God because the message is God loves you. God, you're already one with God. All these things that we make up that are separate um, are not real. We can release them. We can release it all. How much can we release? Well, all of it. And how do we know to release it? Well, it's going to bother you, frustrates you, it depresses you, it scares you, all those things. But then when we don't, we're saying, well, this one I need to keep.
Right.
This
This
one,
one's more important.
this one's important. This one's serious. And what do I mean by serious? Well, this one, if I release it, it can harm me.
Yeah.
And so I have to keep worrying about it.
Yeah.
And worry says, stress on this, and it will reward you in the end. But worry promises but never delivers. So it's arrogant, which is hilarious, I think, to think that we're sinners. But the tricky part is the character, sure, is naughty. It's a rascal. But then it's arrogant to think that I'm the character. And it's arrogant to think that my brother's the character. And it's arrogant to think that the controversy that my character and the other character is real. It's like I'm putting this reality on it that isn't there. Mm. And it's kind of silly. Anyway. Next paragraph, or Sue.
Okay. You have another dedication that would keep the body incorruptible and perfect as long as it is useful for your holy purpose. The body no more dies than it can feel. It does nothing. Of itself, it is neither corruptible nor incorruptible. It is nothing. It is the result of a tiny, mad idea of corruption that can be corrected. For God has answered the insane idea with his own, an answer which left him not, and therefore brings the Creator to the awareness of every mind which hears his answer and accepted it.
A tiny mad idea. It's that I could be separate. That's like the theme of what would it be like to be separate. And the crazy thing is that is, according to this book, that is all of the whole universe. Is that what would it like to be separate? Like, well, I don't know. And then you start thinking, and then the power of God creates the universe to the idea of separation. All right, I'll do the third. You who are dedicated to the incorruptible have been given through your acceptance the power to release for corruption. What better way to teach the first and fundamental principle in a course on miracles than by showing you the one that seems to be the hardest can be accomplished first. The body can but serve your purpose. As you look on it, so will it seem to be. Death, were it true, would be the final and complete disruption of communication, which is the ego's goal. Ego's goal is the complete disruption of communication. And again, the reason we want to disrupt communication from God is we don't want to remember. We don't want to remember that we projected ourselves, our consciousness, away from us to see the other, because we're really projecting our guilt. And our guilt is there because we've killed God. And why do we kill God? Well, we think we killed God because we created separation, which oneness can't exist in separation. So thus we feel bad about that. Sorry, God, I took your life from you, which of course is silly. Keep going.
Yeah.
Layla, go for it.
My turn?
Yeah.
Those who fear death see not how often and how loudly they call to it, and bid it to come to save them from communication. For death is seen as safety, the great dark savior from the light of truth, the answer to the answer, the silencer of the voice that speaks for God. Yet the retreat to death is not the end of conflict. Only God's answer is its end. The obstacle of your seeming love for death that peace must flow across seems to be very great, for in it lie hidden all the ego's secrets, all its strange devices for deception, all its sick ideas and weird imaginings. Here is the final end of union, triumph of ego's making over creation, the victory of lifelessness on life itself.
Death is seen as safety. How could that possibly be true? Why? Because we're terrified of death. But that's the key, because being terrified and being fearful is only powerful if you think something's real. You know, people love horror movies. When they love horror movies, it's because they have in their mind it's not real. And so they go back like, oh, that was so great. And they jump. And but if they thought it was real, that would be just horrible. And so there's this entertainment in there of liking to pretend it was real, to get that fear, and then to be able to step out and like, oh, wow. Dang it. That really got me.
I can't do that.
Oh, yeah, I hate horror movies too. But so what's going on then? We think it's real. And so we're stuck in this fear of death. But the way the ego wants us to continue to be scared is because we're reifying this life that can die. And which is interesting, because then, you know, when we do die, I think we do a similar thing to a horror movie after death, you know, like in all the life review videos that we had watched, you know, the shopping cart lady. Mm-hmm. And we're like, wow, that was crazy. What should we do now? Back to another horror movie. I guess we do like horror movies
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
because we're in one.
Because we keep going back.
We keep going back,
Mm-hmm.
and so
Haunted house.
this, and there could. I mean, how more scary could it be to think that you are a body that can die? An incorruptible, for an incorruptible, innocent, eternal being. What a crazier, terrifying thing to put yourself in, as corruptible, finite,
Yeah.
fragile, and guilty.
I was listening to this one guy who said that like not all of the spirits, like not all the souls or whatever, come into a body, and then there's like some who are like scared, so they like abort mission, or they, like, I guess, I don't know, he was describing the whole thing, like when people have like miscarriages or something like that, and then his life review was of that, of like how, because he was like a miscarriage, his life review is how he affected the people in his life or something like that. And I was like, what? I don't know.
Yeah.
It was
I
interesting.
saw that one too. Yeah.
Oh, you did? Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, you don't get a life review.
No life review for you. Well, along that storyline, everything affects everything.
Yeah.
And so maybe you didn't maybe that expression didn't connect with people, but there were people that were waiting for the expression to show up.
Yeah.
And that sure got affected. And Carolyn had a bunch of miscarriages.
Yeah, and that's what it showed him, was like how the pain and the sorrow that he had to feel, that they felt because of what he did or whatever. I don't know. It was a crazy story.
Oh yeah, it is crazy.
Yeah.
The whole thing's crazy.
Yeah.
The point of it all is the work that we do is not in achieving or being somebody. The work that we do is in releasing, and which is including the somebody that we've made up. Because there's the life that we have made, which is sin and guilt and separation, and then there's the life that the Holy Spirit has made, which is the real world, talks about, which is connection and sameness, and loving service. Both of them are made up in this experience, but one of them does our work, which is letting go of the story, which then God takes the final step, according to this book, and brings us back home to the place that we've always been.
Yay.
Sitting in the crowd with Jesus.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
I know. It's astounding to me, though, how consistent I am on getting back into my story.
I know. Yeah.
It's
I know.
like instant.
Yep.
I know. I think for me, and I say this with ease now, but I know it's not going to happen. I know it's not a reality, but I feel like once like the kids have their own kids, and like I'm old, like I'm going to be ready. I feel like that's when I can really release my body, and I'm going to live this like really free life.
Yeah.
But I feel like I owe it to my children to be around to like guide them until like their, early adulthood, or I guess mid-adulthood, their midlife crisis.
Well, that's the assumption that what you're doing is helping anybody.
I know, right? I know this. I know what you're saying, but he still can't.
You just can't get
past
you
it.
can't get past it. Well, here's the thing: we could be sitting in a cave meditating and have way less distractions, and maybe give up stuff. Who knows? But it's all practice, and when people start to try to meditate, if you ever tried to meditate, a lot of times they're like, I can't do it. I don't do it right, because I can't stop thinking, and I just end up, planning my day, or thinking about that movie, or getting frustrated at John who said that thing, and I can't get it out of my head, or whatever. And they say I can't do it, but the thing is, you are doing it. That is the process of meditation, is you're working on letting it go.
Yeah. We did the sound bath. You gotta come with us. Are you guys allowed to come to our Huntington Beach one? Sue's gonna come. If Sue comes, you have to come.
I don't know, what is that?
So we do the sound bath at Equinox.
Oh.
We do the sound bath on Saturdays, and I called Sue, and I was like, I could not for the first 20 minutes. I was like, just yelling at me all my thoughts, and then all of a sudden I was like, I released it and I passed out.
Yeah.
It was crazy though, because you're just like laying there going,
Yeah, totally. Oh, I've had my thoughts. I just have to like cringe sometimes. My whole body was just like cringe, beating myself up
yeah.
with my thoughts.
As soon as I start square breathing, I think that's when I release it. But even knowing the square breathing is what gets me there. Even getting to the square breathing, I won't do. I fight it.
Yeah.
I fight it. My ego. I'm just like, don't want to do it. I gotta hold on.
Yeah.
To this thought, because if I let go, I'll forget it forever.
Yeah.
And it's keeping me alive, like you said.
It's keeping me alive. Well, and that's the value of watching yourself.
Yeah.
Watch yourself is very valuable, even if you don't change. I have this interesting thing that I do. I have this idea that drinking, for example, alcohol is going to be a wonderful idea. And so I'm like sitting there, and it's on the weekend when there's nothing to do, and I don't have a bunch of activity because I love activity and accomplishing things. It's part of my temperament, which the temperaments are there to avoid, right? They're there to hide or to numb, to not feel the pain. And so I don't have that. I can't really get into a project because then I'm not with the kids and Caroline. And then I can't really get into what we're doing because it's kid stuff and I'm not overly interested in any of that stuff, even when I'm doing it with them. I'm like, all right, I'll do it with you, but this is not invigorating.
Yeah.
Or whatever, right? I have all these thoughts. And so I'm like, well, if we're gonna do this dumb thing,
let's drink.
I'm gonna drink while I do it.
Yeah.
And so then I have a drink, and then as soon as the idea is so enticing, this is gonna be so great. But then as soon as I have that first drink for my body, I start to get really drowsy. Mm-hmm. And it's like pulls me down, and I feel like I can barely move my body. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, well, this didn't work very well. Yeah. How about one more?
Exactly.
And so then I'll have like 2 or 3, and then by 2 or 3, I will. Then I'm like, oh yeah, this was a bad idea. But then I'm like having a hard time like moving. Right? I just want to lay down.
What are you drinking?
And sleep. Usually just tequila.
Your body's different than me.
Yeah. Well, sure, but the point is, it happens every time.
Yeah.
And every time it's pretty miserable.
Yeah.
But yet this idea of it's going to be better if I do, whether it's and I'll have a couple. I'll only have a couple, maybe 3. So it doesn't get crazy, and it's all day, but it's not pleasant. But then I do it anyway. Mm-hmm. Why do I do it? Well, it's that thing. It's that thing of seek but do not find, or we want to keep searching, the pursuit of happiness. As long as I keep on moving and moving forward, because then after I have the tequila, what I'll do is I'll be like, oh, it sounds good, coffee. If I can just feel normal again. And so then I'll end up having coffee, and I'll feel normal, and then I'll be like, oh, thank God, I love this coffee. Well, what's happening? Well, I'm feeling less bad, and then I equate that with, oh, this was so good. And then after I have coffee, I'm like, maybe I'll have a drink. And it's just ridiculous search for what I don't have.
Sure. So are you there? Do you have any thoughts?
Yeah, that's hilarious.
What?
No, it's hilarious. Just,
I know.
Yeah,
the whole process. I drank on Saturday.
And this whole, and so so Philip, he eventually apologized.
Oh, yay, I knew he would.
Yeah.
I knew he would.
You're dating this guy?
Yeah. I have it. Philip, new guy, in my phone, so I don't forget his name. Yeah.
And and so, but
cool.
then I don't
was
know.
it a good enough apology?
It was a great apology.
Oh,
actually.
cool. Oh, good.
Yeah, it was really good. But it's like the whole like.
What are you holding on to?
Wanting versus not wanting, like trying to not want things to be different and just like flowing with it, like just so like even after everything, like I got mad again because he likes to drive, but like my car's nicer, so we took my car, and then he like when we came to a stop, like he was like kind of fiddling around. I was like, I just turned the car off, and then he like turned it back on to like show me something, and then turned it off, and then turned it on again, and turned it off, and then turned it on again, and then it like pissed me the fuck off. Like, why I think, and I figured out that it's really when I do something and then somebody undoes it or changes it, because the same thing basically happened. Like I didn't lose it this like when he flipped my book to a different page, like my astrology book, but I kind of gave him a bit of shit. Like that was like, who flipped it? Who changed the pages here? I flipped this the exact page that I needed to be in. Why is it now in this other page? And it just like whatever. But
I love you.
and it's this thing of like, when I do something, I want it to stay that way. And if you're gonna change it, I want you to have a reason for doing it. And if it's not, then don't fucking do it.
Yeah.
Oh, you sound like me and Jared. Like before, well, but before, like I had my journey with you, because that's how I was. Yeah, and I realized like it was for me. It was like really, because Jared doesn't have a reason for fucking anything he does. He just does shit. I'm being dead serious, you guys.
Yeah.
He doesn't, and so, but I love him to pieces. And he does so many other things, but like I'll ask him, and he just, I used to think he did it just to fucking fuck with me,
Yeah.
just to be a kid, just because he was fucking, or just to get a rise out of me. And now I'm realizing he just doesn't think about why he does things. He's just curious or whatever, and he just does it like a fucking child. And but I'm not mad like I was before, because I think, like you're saying, like I was very controlling. I had a reason. I was regimented. I got to places on time. He didn't. I was the person who ran the house. I'm good at it. Everything is perfect because of me. You know what I mean? And like, and he threw everything off. So he used to, when he would go out of town, I'm like, everything's perfect when you're gone. It's perfect. I know it's really sad that I would say that, but it was perfect. And then when he would come back, I'm like, everything's out disarray. Everything's wrong because you're here. But I had to learn to love those quirks. I had to learn to love the mess. I had to learn to love the different page. And maybe he doesn't know why, but like it was turned to that page for me, from God or whatever. And I had to learn to love that. And I think after I did that journey with you, Sue, that's when I realized like those messy things that he put me through were for like a reason, and I had to learn to go with the flow. And I don't struggle as much as I did in the beginning, but yeah, that was a big release for me, at least. And so I think that's why you and I we're a lot different, but I think that's why we're a lot alike, because I think you and I, we show up time. I think that's why we get along, because we have respect for each other's time, you know, and all those things. We Javon, I'm just kidding.
Oh, next. I mess up Carolyn's page all the time.
That's why Carol and I get along.
Yeah, actually, me and the boys constantly, my boys constantly messing up everything.
I know, but that's why we have boys in our lives. I think to allow us to be like, to go with the flow, to learn to go with the flow.
Well, yeah, and everybody has their thing, right? The most important thing is to watch yourself doing your thing, because we think it's the thing that's going to make us happy. We think it's the page being where it's supposed to be, and or you know, whatever it is, right? Because you can be on the other side of that. You can say, why, you know, my significant other, she is so regimented, she can't flow and just be, you know, be open to spontaneity. It's just, I can't take it anymore. There's no spontaneity.
Yeah, there's no room for mistakes.
Yeah, you know, just like enjoy where you're at. Why does it have to be so whatever?
Room for fun.
Whatever, right? So we can complain about anything. It can be your cherished thing, and that very thing could be somebody else's hell.
But if my husband turned the car off and turned it back on and turned it off and turned it back on and
Oh, yeah.
I would sock him in the fucking face.
Yeah, I yell at my kids all the time for stop pushing the buttons. Stop moving my window up and down. The mechanism has a lifespan.
That's what I mean.
You just cut it in half for no reason.
It's a brand new fucking car.
So whether it works better or not, that's not the point, because that's just based on what you want, and that's great. Make it work. Let's go for it. But will I be miserable while I'm making my life work the way I want?
Yeah.
And the amount of enjoyment, or the amount of peace, and the amount of the state of love, that has to do with letting go of my judgments of how it should be. It has nothing to do with getting to the thing that I want. Getting to the thing that I want has nothing to do with this non-dual teaching and God's will, which is crazy. You know, people are like, God, please let me win the lottery. You know, and God's like, well, you know, I don't.
Is it maybe accept wanting to see the truth?
Say that.
Like,
what again?
Like, there is nothing that we want that is important except maybe wanting to see the truth.
Yeah.
It's the ego's want, or are you making it? Is there a point in making the distinction, or?
Well, there is, because the wanting is the part that makes us suffer, and so the wanting to release wanting is a good step. But when I want something, it means I don't have it.
Mm-hmm.
And so and then what we have is a habit of wanting. And then if we get bored, like me with my tequila, I get bored, and then I really want the suffering. That's what I want, because it breaks up. It's serious. I just watch yourself. It's really interesting.
No, I know.
It's interesting to see my dynamics. I want the suffering because it breaks up the dynamic. And then I suffer, and then I want to get out of the suffering, so then I want some coffee. And this is like this stupid little thing that I do that has nothing to do with liking drinking. I hate it. It's just, I suffer a little bit. It breaks it up, my boredom. And then I get back, and then I'm doing life while I'm doing it. It's craziness. And so then how much will you do craziness? Well, you do it forever unless you're aware. Once you're aware, you eventually stop hurting yourself. Well, how long will I do the wanting game? Well, that one's a real tough one.
It's relative.
Yeah, I guess you could do it for lifetimes, but we can stop right now. And so when is a perfect time to stop? Well, as soon as you're aware it's not working for you. And so right now it's not working, I think, until I forget and start wanting something else. Wanting Carolyn to do something different, wanting my kids to do something different, wanting to have some different accomplishment. I need more money. I need less money. I have too much money. Everybody just loves me for my money. I want to be poor. I wish I could be poor. Right? There's the prince that goes and tries and pretends to be the poor person in town so he can be a normal person.
Yeah.
You know, that these are stories. Well, every possible thing you can imagine you could want. If only it was like this, then I'd be happy. So what would it be like to release the wanting? That is the shortcut. Instead of releasing the condition to happiness, what if I just released the wanting? Mm-hmm. And then where would I be? I would be right where I'm at. There's only 3 conditions my body can be in: sitting, standing, or lying down. Every other thing that I'm going to do or accomplish in the world, I'm going to be sitting, standing, or lying down. And there's no difference between if I have $1 billion or if I have no dollars. If I have the right person or the wrong person, if I have a big family or no family, if I have, my body's sick or my body's healthy, whatever's happening, I'm going to be sitting, standing, or lying down. It's going to be just like right now, exactly like right now. And the only difference is going to be my ideas of what right now is or isn't or should be. And so, can I create heaven while I'm sitting right here? Mm-hmm. I can. But it's not an addition for heaven. It's a release of my judgments. Can I create hell right now? Yes, I am. This is what I'm continually fighting to do. All the time is create hell. And by hell, I define it as separation from heaven. I'm adding all the things that are keeping me away from perfection in my wanting pursuits. And so it's perfect. We're in like a high end, high intensity spiritual course that we put ourselves in.
Yep.
Good job.
Fun. Is that it? Are you stopping there?
Yep.
30-minute tidbits. It's perfect.